everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Talking Terror. As usual, I'm your host, Jacob Harper,
And I'm your co-host Ariani.
and today is a very special episode. We're introducing a new segment to the show here on Talking Terror. We are doing our first ever monthly wrap-up episode. So if you didn't catch it on our social medias earlier this week, we're planning to start doing routine end of the month episodes. The last Tuesday, hopefully Tuesday, usually the last Tuesday of every month, we're gonna do a episode where we talk about all the horror news that we maybe didn't get a chance to touch on um, during that month, or just anything that kind of piqued our interest or is worth kind of giving a closer look at. And I couldn't think of a better month to start this off with because April has been a fantastic month for horror news. We got a lot of good stuff to go over.
I agree.
Hell yeah. So, to start, where do we want to start, Ari?
That's a good question.
Um,
Um, I would like you to start.
okay, well, we could start with one thing that I didn't expect for us to get any news on this month is Clayface. I'm so hyped to talk about Clayface. Dude, those who know me, like I'm a huge DC nerd, specifically Batman. He's like, okay, fight me. He's the best superhero, and he has the best rogues gallery. He has the best villains. Um, yes, better than Spider-Man. Again, I'll argue with you all fucking day. Batman's villains are goated, and why they're so great is because 99% of Batman's villains, I feel like, even when you take Batman out of the equation, you still have a really compelling, interesting character that you can do a lot of different stories with. Um, and Clayface is such an underrated and really fun villain in the comics, in the video games. I don't think he's ever really been in a movie, like not a live action movie. He's been in some of the animated stuff. He's great in the animated series. Um, did you get a chance to watch the trailer, Ari?
Oh, yes, I did.
What did you think?
It was awesome. Like, as someone that has not heard of Clayface before, that was an awesome trailer, and he seems so interesting.
He's so fucking cool. I love it. I mean, he's had a few different origin stories in the past in the comics. I like that they're going with the um actor that is that sustains a horrible injury and gets like a facial deformity and then turns to using clay to try to fix like a clay type substance to try to like rework his face, and has some pretty deadly consequences. That's one of the stories in the comics, which that's where they're taking the most
Mhm.
inspiration from. I know in the original comic, Clayface was a horror movie actor in the 1940s, 1950s, and they fired him from a movie, recasted him, and then he came back to the set and started trying to kill people, and Batman comes in and stops him. That was his first ever appearance in the comics. Um, he has a really heartbreaking uh, duology of episodes in the original animated series. I'm going way off topic already. We're like 5 minutes into the episode, but um, yeah, Clayface is such a fucking cool villain. When I heard we were getting a Clayface movie from one of my favorite writers ever right now, Mike Flanagan, he's done some amazing work for both TV and film. He did Haunting of Hill House, Doctor Sleep. He just did Life of Chuck last year. He's doing a new Exorcist movie, and the Carrie TV series coming out, I believe, this year as well. Just an all around fantastic writer director, and he penned the script. Just everything I've heard about this movie has gotten me so insanely hyped. Al, what do you have any like? What are your thoughts on it?
My thoughts on it. Um, I can already tell that I'm gonna really like the cinematography. Like, I liked how the trailer was like, you know, I liked how it looked.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, like there's some really cool visuals in there. That last shot where he like covers his face and it's just like he just has like a blank face.
Yes, that was cool.
Oh, such a cool shot. And then like that slow zoom in of him in the hospital bed, like with his like eye exposed. Fuck, it's gonna be so fucking cool. I'm sorry. And the director, let me double check the director's name. I know he just did the Speak No Evil remake, which came out I think last year. Last year, or year before last. I'm not too sure actually. But James Watkins, yes. James Watkins, who yeah, he did Speak No Evil in 2024. But he also did Eden Lake, which is a horror film I personally have not seen, but I've heard a lot of people say they really liked. So, um, but honestly, Speak No Evil, as annoying as the trailer was, and I mean, like, I think it was more annoying because it played like before every movie I went to see, so I got really tired of seeing it. The movie itself was pretty decent, so no hate. Like I did enjoy the movie more than I thought I would. It was just I think just seeing that Speak No Evil trailer at the beginning of every movie I saw for like 9 months straight got on my nerves pretty quickly. But the movie itself was pretty good, and I do need to check out Eden Lake. But James Watkins directing, Mike Flanagan writing. James Gunn producing. I'm a huge James Gunn fan. Um, we got that trailer, and it just it filled me with hope, like immense hope that like James Gunn is willing to take crazy risks in his DC universe because this is like he said this isn't going to be like a superhero movie with like horror elements. He's like, no, it's a horror movie. Like
Love
there's
that.
no like it is a horrifying, scary, heartbreaking movie, which I would expect nothing less from a script from Mike Flanagan to be heartbreaking and horrifying all at the same time. So I'm hyped. The actor playing Clayface, Tom Reese Harry's, he looks great in the role, and I'm sure I'm already spending way too much time talking about this.
But
But Clayface, yeah, I'm super fucking hyped for it.
like I've been meaning to get into the DC universe. Like it's so exciting.
Just watch the Batman movies, man.
No, for real, I haven't seen any of them.
Wait,
Wait, only
actually,
the one that like Heath Ledger was in,
oh,
because I
Dark
love that
Knight.
guy. Yes,
Fair, fair. You gotta watch the Robert Pattinson one though.
I should.
The Robert Pattinson one's the best, Loki. You didn't hear it from me, but the Batman 2022 is the best Batman movie. Anyway, with that out of the way, what is next on? This feels like we're going just like in rapid fire. Like,
Of course, since we're talking about trailers, we should go for the Evil Dead Burn trailer.
yes, we should. I personally really dug the trailer. It's funny because it played before my screening of The Mummy, and uh, I did not know what it was going to be. I didn't even know we were getting an Evil Dead Burn trailer. I had heard, oh, we're getting an Evil Dead Burn movie like later this year. We're getting Evil Dead Burn later this year, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I'm watching it, and the whole thing is a one take through a house, and someone's trying to like crawl away from something you don't see what. And I was like, what is this? And like in the last few, like right before the title dropped, I was like, wait, is this Evil Dead? Because then when I saw the guy like floating like towards the
Oh
body,
yeah,
I was like, oh, this might be Evil Dead. Then I saw the Evil Dead. I was like, oh, let's fucking go.
for real, it was so chaotic. It was cool.
I love the one takes, man. A good one take in a really crazy horror scene is like that's just like a good trailer. That's good trailer material. So making the whole trailer just that just that one take is great. What are your thoughts on the lighting of of the trailer?
Dude, the lighting, I have no complaints. I thought it was I thought it showed, enough. What do you
I've seen so many. I personally don't care at all. I think it looked fine.
Okay.
I saw a lot of people on Twitter complaining that the trailer was like way too like dark, like visually.
Really?
Yeah, and they're like, "Does this movie have any lights?" Like, look, yeah, most movies today have, sketchy lighting. This one feels intentional.
Yeah, I
This
agree.
this doesn't feel like they were skipping out on putting out more lights on set. This was like, I feel like they're trying to intentionally be really gray and dark and shadowy. Um,
Of
I don't
course,
know.
like
Maybe,
it's Evil
maybe,
Dead.
yeah, but like, I don't know. Either way, I thought it looked great. Let me see if there's anything else on the Evil Dead Burn trailer.
Yeah, this shit's really scary. I'm rewatching the ending.
It's dude. When I'm sitting in the theater and I just see like the title start to drop, I was like, dude, this is great. I don't even know. I don't even know what the plot of the movie is. I really don't care. It's Evil Dead. The trailer looked good. Fuck it. Just throw whatever you want at me. I will quickly skim this really disgusting article though about it. Okay, that's the release date, July 10th. July 10th. That's soon. It's like 2 months from now. We're recording this April 30th, so it's like this will be out hopefully today, April 30th. But by
Nice.
the time y'all are watching this, it'll probably be May. So yeah, 2 months. Have you read the plot of the movie yet, Ari?
No, I haven't.
I got it right here. This is from Bloody Disgusting. Uh, First Evil Dead burn image teases family reunion from hell. In the movie, after the loss of her husband, a woman seeks solace with her in-laws in their secluded family home. As one by one they are transformed into deadites, turning the gathering into a family reunion from hell. She comes to discover that the vows she took in life live on even in death. Hell yeah.
That's cool as hell.
It is. And what's even cooler is we're getting back to back Evil Dead movies. I wrote about this a little bit in the horror lounge. Very shameless plug on my end. But I did write about this. We're getting another Evil Dead movie. Okay, at the time when I wrote the article, we didn't have a release date, but I believe now it says it's coming out April 7th, 2028. So we're getting an Evil Dead movie this summer, and then in 2028, we're getting another Evil Dead movie, Evil Dead Wrath,
Wow.
which stars Zach Gilford from uh, Midnight Mass. Another of my see, we're all tying back to Mike Flanagan. It all comes back to Mike Flanagan somehow. Were there any more thoughts on Evil Dead Burn? I know we're kind of just like skimming through it, but it was a pretty short teaser, but still pretty
Yeah.
cool and felt like it was worth mentioning.
Um, mm.
No. Alrighty then. Oh yeah, one of the biggest releases this year, not this year, this month, probably. I mean, big studio release for the year, but the biggest one this month was Blumhouse's Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Oh yeah.
Not to be confused with the million other Mummy movies. They had to put Lee Cronin's name all over it, which I'm not. I don't mind. Like Lee Cronin is. I mean, that's Lee Cronin. Absolutely, put his name on everything that he does. But I just thought it was so funny how it was like every single thing is Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Lee Cronin's The Mummy. You look up The Mummy on Letterboxd. You have to type in Lee Cronin's The Mummy because if you don't, Lee Cronin's Mummy is like the eighth one from the search result, which I found kind of funny. Um, all right, here it is. This is coming from Mr. Brad Miska over at Dread Central. Um, as of on April 20th, so 10 days ago. Uh, the Mummy, it opened in third place domestically with an estimated 13.5 million, making up some ground overseas with 17.5 million dollars in ticket sales, according to the Hollywood Reporter. Um, which I mean doesn't sound great on paper, but when you note that, and it's noted here in the article that it had to share IMAX screens with Project Hail Mary and Super Mario Galaxy. Um, and it came out like I believe a week or two before the new Michael Jackson movie. So has some
Wow.
stiff competition and still made out pretty okay. I mean, they even add here that Lee Cronin's The Mummy still outgrossed Wolfman which was last year's Blumhouse monster movie, which Wolfman opened to 11 million and ended its run at 34 million. Um, and The Mummy only costed $22 million to make, so it looks like it's gonna. I'm sure by now it's already made a profit. So hopefully we get more Universal Monster remakes from Blumhouse because honestly, I'm kind of here for it. Did you ever get a chance to see the new Mummy movie?
No, I didn't. I really wanted to though.
Fair. No, it was pretty good. I admittedly went in with like tempered expectations, but it went much harder than I thought a studio tentpole release horror movie would be. Because I usually with Blumhouse they put up their big stuff PG-13, you know, because that's where the money is. PG-13 movies just make more money than R-rated movies. Just kind of a fact. So if they're gonna put a bunch of money into a studio film, that's gonna be their big like spring tempo release. I expect it to be like PG-13 jump scare movie, which is fine because those are still fun to watch. Uh, but I went in. Well, I found out like a few days before my screening was rated R, and I was like, oh shit, okay, that's kind of cool that they're like sinking this much money into an R-rated monster movie to be like their big spring release. And again, went in with like okay expectations. Really dug it. Um, Now, is it the classic mummy story? No, absolutely not. This is not like the classic ones or anything like that. Um, and it's very Evil Dead. Like Lee Cronin did Evil Dead Rise, which I loved. And this one is very much on par with that film in terms of like grotesque violence and crazy makeup and like just fun tormenting of 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 the protagonist. So I had fun with it. I had a lot of fun with it. It's not your typical mummy movie. It's not like the Brendan Fraser ones or the Boris Karloff ones back in the 30s by any means, but I thought it was a pretty fun, pretty bold take on it. And again, I'm surprised they went that hard with the violence. Um, so I had a good time with it. Apparently, Lee Cronin confirmed that his Mummy movie takes place in the same universe as his Evil Dead movies.
It's so cool.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, that's kind of fun. Yeah, the Mummy I think it did okay uh, at the box office, and certainly did okay critically because every critic most of them spoke pretty highly of this one, and that also kind of helped me build my hype up a little bit. It was the good critic response from critics I trust, and the R rating where I was like, okay, we might be cooking here, and they were cooking. I would say if you haven't already, go ahead and give Lee Cronin's The Mummy a watch. I believe it's still in theaters. I'm not sure it's in premium format anymore for all the IMAX and Dolby nerds like me. I think the Michael Jackson movie has taken all those spots, but it's probably still in some theaters. Go give it a watch, or I mean, when it comes out on rental, check it out. But yeah, that was like the biggest horror movie of the month, I would say, The Mummy, and I liked it all right.
It's good.
Yeah. All right. What is next on today's agenda?
Right. Um, the creator of Fargo and Alien Earth, Noah Hawley, is going to direct and produce a remake of the 2017 Argentine supernatural horror film Terrified.
Nice. I've never seen Terrified.
It was really good. It's I watched it like maybe a couple months ago, but it really was scary to me.
What's it about?
So Terrified is actually about like it is in a Buenos Aires neighborhood and it's plagued by like terrifying interdimensional creatures. And then there's like a lot of supernatural like deaths occurring in this neighborhood. So this doctor and I think there's an ex-police officer, they like investigate like what's going on. I really like the practical effects.
Oh yeah, I gotta give that a watch then. I need to watch more Spanish horror because I remember you put me on to Rec like last summer,
Yes.
and that shit was fucking awesome. So more Spanish horror recommendations from Ariane.
Yes. But to have
Um,
it remade, that's wow, that's gonna be awesome.
what year did it come out?
It came out in 2017.
Okay, dude,
Yeah.
I've noticed that is that we've been remaking like foreign films a lot quicker as of late.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know why I say as of late because I think the same thing happened like even back in the early 2000s, like with like The Grudge and stuff. Um, but we were talking about Speak No Evil, right? Like the Speak No Evil I was talking about was the American remake that came out last year. The original Speak No Evil, a Dutch horror film, uh, was released in 2022, and then in 2024 we got the American remake. Like 2 years,
Wow.
2 years. So now it's like, yeah, I feel like we're remaking foreign films like much quicker than we used to. Like we gotta get this shit to America right now, and Americans don't know how to read subtitles. Some Hollywood producers like I really like the Spanish horror movie that came out last year. We gotta do it again ASAP for all the Americans. That's I guarantee that's what those meetings are like. Um, which funny enough, speaking of uh remaking classic films, Possession is getting remade. I've never seen Possession, but okay, so Possession is a French West German production, but primarily filmed in English. So either way, either or. Possession is a classic that I see a lot of people talk about. I have not seen it. I need to see it. But it's also getting a remake, except Possession, the original was released in 1981, so it is like a like 80s classic, and it's getting a remake from Parker Finn, who did the Smile movies.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, that has me excited. I'm reading this article from Blade Disgusting, and it'll star this because we had heard about the Possession remake from Parker Finn. I think we heard that a while back. We hadn't really had any developments on it in quite some time until 6 days ago with this Blade Disgusting article with news that the film will star Margaret Qualley and Callum. Horror fans know Margaret Qualley. She was in The Substance, one of 2024's biggest horror surprises. She gives an amazing performance in that, and so I'm sure she will give an amazing performance in Possession as well. I don't know that much about the plot of Possession. I've heard it's very like gross. Yeah, we'll have to check out Possession at some point. But yeah, that just felt like a good segue to talk about another big news thing. Parker Finn's Possession remake. A little update on that, and I don't think we have a release date for that. Oh well, this is kind of interesting. It did cause a bidding war among major studios, including A24, Netflix, Paramount, Sony, and Warner Brothers. But ultimately, Paramount secured the package. So anyway, yeah, we got some interesting remakes on the way. We got Terrified and Possession coming down the pipelines. All right, moving on. I do want to mention so some huge film festivals happened this month in the the genre. We had Overlook Film Fest, and we had so Panic Film Fest was this month alongside the Overlook Film Fest. Two very cool, very fun looking film festivals. Unfortunately, we were not at either of them. Hopefully next year. That's something I'd love to do for the show next year. Is have us go to like film festivals and like reviews there. That'd be super fun because I had a blast at South by Southwest. There was one movie that reigned supreme at both these festivals, and that one was Obsession. Curry Barker's Obsession took home the Best of Fest feature film and Best Director for a feature film award at Panic Film Fest. And I believe yes, it won the audience award for the feature film section of the audience awards Obsession. So yeah, and I'm not sure if it won anything at South by Southwest. I hope it did because that's where I saw it and I loved the hell out of it there. And it's I'm happy to see that the audiences at Overlook and Panic loved the hell out of it there because I could not get this movie out of my head. Obsession. I
Yeah.
can't wait for it to come out next month because I saw it at South by. I was like, it traumatized the hell out of me. I was like, holy shit, this is insane and amazing and horrifying and fucked up. All the great things. Couldn't get out of my head. And then I saw I was playing at Dallas International Film Festival last week, and I got a ticket to go see that. So I've seen it twice now. Yeah, you could say I'm obsessed with it, pun intended. But I think I think this is going to be the big one of the year for a lot of horror fans. I really can't stress that enough. I wrote a whole review on it in the Horror Lounge. I'll leave a link to it somewhere. I'll post it somewhere on screen. I don't know, but yeah, when Obsession comes out on May 15th, do not sleep on it. Go watch it. It is the real deal. But alongside Obsession, there were some other great films at Panic Fest, such as Frogman Returns. It won Best FX. Frogman Returns. Have you seen the original Frogman, Ari?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's so fun. I saw it. I saw it. I think on Tubi, which it's like, dude, that movie's so good. I love it. It's like it's like a found footage movie where they're hunting for this monster called the Frogman.
I love it.
Yeah, and the Frogman looks cool as fuck. I'm like, it sounds so silly, but he looks genuinely kind of freaky and weird. It's like really cool, gross monster.
Hmm.
Um, so
Oh,
when I heard they were doing a sequel, I was like, hell yeah, sign me up. So Frogman Returns. Yeah, Frogman was released in 2023, so we're getting and it became a kind of a cult hit. So I'm glad to see we're getting a sequel,
that is cute.
right? I'm looking at this one article now from horrorpress.com. Their review of Frogman Returns. They said Frogman returns and still fucks. And that headline alone, I know we're in for something great. With a stronger script, Frogman Returns comes out swinging. A new visual style for found footage horror. Frogman Returns delivers bigger, better cryptid horror, which like I love that shit. You'll never see me turn down a really freaky monster movie, and yeah, I'm just happy we're getting a Frogman sequel. So that was another big one that played at Panic Fest, and there's another one that I haven't heard anything about, but I've started seeing ads for it on Instagram, and I mean apparently it won Best Actress in a feature film, Frankie Maniac Woman, which
Hmm.
like I've seen some pictures from the movie and it looks like really fucking freaky and cool. So I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled for that one. But yeah, there's everything on the Panic Film Fest Instagram. That's where I'm getting all this info from. Definitely would love to attend Panic Fest next year. I believe it's also going to be in April next year, so April 2027. Hopefully, we can make something happen and go out there and talk some terror with the people at Panic Fest because it sounds super fun.
Hell
Same
yeah.
thing for Overlook Film Fest, which had some pretty big movies. One movie that was it got an honorable mention in the audience awards was Casper Kelly's new film Buddy, which does remind me that's something I forgot to put down on the things to talk about. You've heard me rant about Buddy, right, Ari?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Which 6 days ago, this is from Deadline, Casper Kelly's Sundance horror flick Buddy, acquired by Roadside Attractions and Saban Films. Which I actually did not know this. I knew it got picked up for distribution. I did not know. I'm reading this live on the show. It will be released exclusively in theaters and wide release on September 4th, which makes me insanely, insanely happy because I saw it at South by Southwest. I wrote a review on it. Another shameless plug. It's on the Horror Lounge. Go read it whenever. Um, but there were I think there was some concern that it was going to be a challenge to be picked up because it is a very weird movie. It's a very bold movie. It's very stylized. It's very Casper Kelly, which I love. But I heard some people saying that like, oh, I wonder if it's who's going to pick it up, how long it'll be because sometimes these movies they're on a shelf for years. I mean, look at the Toxic Avenger, right? That premiered at Fantastic Fest, and what year was it? All right, 2023.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, it was a long ass time ago, and then it got released like last year. So yeah, it took quite a while for that one to come out. So I was worried. I was worried that we were going to be waiting a bit, but thankfully, the people at Roadside Attractions and Saban Films have got it locked down for September. So keep your eyes peeled in September, I guess, because I really dug this one, and I think fans of like weird, fucked up, just I don't know how to describe it. Just weird, fucked up. People fans of like weird stuff, like other stuff Casper Kelly's done. If you liked Casper Kelly's VHS segment, Fun Size, if you liked the creepy analog glitchy horror of Too Many Cooks, you'll probably dig this one because I feel like it is a healthy blend of Fun Size, the kind of mascot, fun, silly, campy horror, and the very creepy analog horror of Too Many Cooks. So yeah, highly, highly recommend it. Also, it's got like Patton Oswalt is doing like voices in it. Uh, Keegan Michael Key plays uh, Buddy the dinosaur. Like the whole movie is like a violent, disturbing analog horror, but also kind of dark comedy about Barney. It's like if Barney the dinosaur was like murdering children. It's really fun.
Oh my
So,
God.
like, does that not pique your interest, Ari?
It does. I would watch that.
Of course you would. Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm glad it's getting distribution. Anyway, what's next on the agenda, Ari? Because I have a few more things, but I feel like I'm yapping a lot.
No, I appreciate it. Um, oh, the amazing digital circus that is coming to theaters.
Yeah, this was pretty surprising because I heard rumors about it. And I was like, oh shit, will it? And then yeah, we're getting an hour and a half long because they're playing episode 8 beforehand and episode 9 right after, which is an hour long. Which I remember watching the pilot back in 2021. I think it was
Mhm.
2021. Oh my God. Was it 2021?
The pilot? Yeah, it was October 13th, 2023.
Okay, I was only 2 years off. Okay.
Wow.
Damn, 2020. Yeah, so I remember really liking the pilot. Then just like recently, I went back and started like rewatching the episodes when episode 8 came out. Because like
Mhm.
I had gotten like 3 episodes into it, then I kind of like, fell off of it for a while. Then I heard everything about episode 8, and I was like, I gotta watch this shit. I gotta get back on. I mean, you're a fan, right?
Yeah, of course. I've been following it since like they released episodes. I would wait with anticipation every time.
Hell yeah. So I mean, what do you think about it coming to theaters?
I think awesome. Like I never thought it would come to theaters, and then when I heard that it's actually happening as well, I was just like, holy shit, they made it.
Yeah, like this is a huge, huge deal for like indie animation and
Yeah.
like bold independent projects getting a theatrical release. Which I mean, I saw a lot of people kind of expressing like some concern because it's going to be playing in theaters 2 weeks ahead of its YouTube and Netflix release. And like, oh, what about spoilers? What about, this, that, and the other? And I get that. But at the same time, it's like, can we just appreciate that we're getting an independent animated project on the fucking big, like at your local Cinemark? Like, is that not like an insane thing?
Exactly.
That's nuts to me. And also they it's been such a successful kind of like rollout of tickets that they started extending it. So now it's like they're going to be playing it up until the day before releases on YouTube. So now it's like, I mean, obviously, like take precaution if it's not going to play at a theater near you. That sucks. Definitely take precaution. But if it is playing at a theater near you, I would suggest you go watch it because, like, first of all, the theatrical experience is awesome. Just go to theaters, support theaters. It's awesome. Second, just like indie animation in a theater, like that's like one of the only ways it's going to make money, I think.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure the only way it makes money is through like merch sales and now ticket sales. I don't know how all that stuff works over at like Glitch, but I know YouTube can be kind of greedy sometimes. So I'm just glad to see it doing well and making money. We have our tickets. The Talking Terror team will be at the Amazing Digital Circus.
Yes. Exciting.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's super cool. I did write a little article about that as well. 'Cause it comes out in theaters June 4th. So watch episode 8, which I loved episode 8. So episode 8 and then episode 9, which I'm super fucking hyped for. If I start talking about Amazing Digital Circus anymore, I'm going to go on a whole rant about it because, like, I have no idea how they're going to end it. Oh, I do have a theory on how they're going to end it, but again, we'll be here all night. But yeah, the Amazing Digital Circus in theaters, the Amazing Digital Cinemark. Oh, okay. This is it. This is the big one right here. This this is the elephant in the room for the horror community right now. We were just talking about Obsession, Curry Barker's upcoming film, but he's been in the news for other reasons as of late. He has just been given the keys to the kingdom. He will be helming the next Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. This has been making waves in the horror genre spaces. Yeah, Curry Barker will be directing, I believe, writing and directing the next Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, which I think is really, really cool. Really cool news. Not jealous at all, but it's super cool because I think he has the opportunity to do something very interesting and very fun with the franchise that hasn't been done in a while. Which, all right, feel free to interrupt me and stop me anytime because I'm going to be like yapping about this for a minute. This is where like
No, you're good.
I'm gonna be yapping because I mean, I mean, we did a whole retrospective series on it. We did a whole like I think like 6 episode series, like mini series on the franchise. We're both nerds about this shit. So hearing that, not only are we getting a new one, but we're also getting it from Curry Barker, who has been, making waves in the genre lately. Again, Obsession has been taking festivals by storm. I have not shut up about it since watching it at South by Southwest, and now Curry Barker's just here to do a remake of my all-time favorite movie. Like that's going to be interesting. So of course we're going to talk about it. So this is again, I'm reading this from Dread Central, and this is where we're going to kind of dive into the meat of it all. Did you hear about his recent quote about it? He said, quote, I know there's a lot of remakes. I've seen in some of the comments and the announcements that I'm doing that. A lot of people are excited about it, but a lot of people are like, put this thing to bed. It's all been done, end quote. And then he said that it says, before getting dead serious, quote, I beg to differ. Seriously, I think that the potential for that series has not been fully realized. I think a lot of the remakes went the opposite direction it should have gone. I'm really excited to do a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that's not just about a guy chasing some people around with a chainsaw. That has some heart to it. You care about these characters and want to see them survive, and it's brutal. He also said that he loves the original and thinks that the original is really raw and was really good for its time. He also added saying, I actually think the 2003 remake is actually quite good too, but it could also be from nostalgia. What what do you take from that, Ari?
Okay, I actually agree with them. I agree with him because there were a lot of remakes that kind of mischaracterized Leatherface, I feel.
Mhm.
And it's not just nostalgia. There was a lot of heart in the original.
I agree. I mean, like, I think specifically where he said, I really think that the potential for this series has not been fully realized. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Because so many, and I'll touch on the 2003 remake here in a second, but so many of the movies have forgotten. And again, I'm parroting all of this from when we did our Chainsaw Massacre retrospective last summer. It's like most of the Chainsaw Massacre films have forgotten that Leatherface is not a solo act. He was never meant to be a solo act. You need to have the family aspect there. You need to have something else going on besides Leatherface just running around with a chainsaw. Like that was
Right.
never what the movie was about. That was never what the original was about. The original was about a lot of things. It wasn't just a guy running around with a chainsaw. And I'm not sure if Curry Barker is saying that the that the original was that. I don't think he's saying that. I could be misreading it. But I know some of the other movies kind of took it as that. They're like, oh, it's just some guy with a chainsaw. Let's just make that. And it's like, no, you can't just phone that in. If you want to phone that in, you can just go make a basic slasher movie and whatever. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, is not a basic by the book slasher film. It's arguably one of the first slasher films that set up that sort of archetype and those kind of rules a little bit. Not even quite really. It was more Halloween and Friday the 13th set up like the rules of slasher movies. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre definitely kind of formed that formula. I do think, speaking of the 2003 remake, the 2003 remake is the last, I would argue, the last truly great Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. Because after that, it just that between that and the 2006 prequel, after those films, it just kind of became a slasher archetype. It just became let's have some big dude in a skin mask chasing people around with a chainsaw. That's all we need to do. Leatherface became pretty much on par with Jason Voorhees and Victor Crowley and all these other kind of lumbering, dopes, just slinging a weapon around. And
Right.
that's not what it is, man. That's just not what it is. And the fact that Curry Barker said this out of the gate because he got announced to do the movie like 3 days ago, like earlier this week, and then yesterday this news dropped. And so it's like he is out of the gate wanting to do something different. And I respect the hell out of that. I do kind of question what he means by like you care about these characters and want to see them survive. Like I feel like he's gonna be putting a lot more effort into writing the victims than he will on writing the villains, which is something I
Mm.
am kind of concerned about. Because again, like Leatherface is really nothing without his family. That's kind of what made him so unique is that he wasn't just some lumbering bad guy swinging a weapon around. He had a whole family that was like aiding him in that. I've even
Right.
argued that Leatherface is the least scary member of the family. When you look at the cook, when you look at the hitchhiker, suddenly a guy with the mind of a toddler holding a chainsaw is suddenly kind of like how to avoid that. Like Drayton is great at manipulation. He's like fucking schizophrenic and shit. The hitchhiker is very like nimble and able to just like chase you down and just they're both
Right.
way more horrifying. Leatherface is just the muscle. He's often been described as like the guard dog of the family, which is a horrifying thought that the guy swinging the chainsaw around is the least of your worries. And I feel like that is where I'll say that the series has not realized its full potential. That Leatherface is like the tip of the iceberg, of the really fucked up Sawyer family. Even like the grandpa, like you hear all about this. There's like this mythology around him with the way the family talks about him. That's fucking creepy.
Right.
It makes you wonder, like, what has his family been doing all this time? Like, what the hell? So that I'm excited for. I see a lot of people kind of already being like, "Oh, I don't like that he's saying it's not just going to be a guy chasing people around with a chainsaw." And it's like, bro, like if you want a basic slasher movie, go watch one of those, and that's fine. Those are fun. Some guy chasing people around with a chainsaw, cutting people up, whatever. That's fine. Those are fun. But if we're trying to get on the same level as the original, which I don't think any movie will, that's just me because I'm biased and I love the original like to death. But if we're gonna try to get to that level, at least get to the level of the 2003 remake, which is the second best Chainsaw Massacre film, you gotta invest in the family. I appreciate how he's not just gonna make the characters a bunch of cannon fodder, but I think there needs to be some stock in the family. There needs like the Saw is family. That's like the whole line, right? In the movies, like, that's the
Right.
whole thing. The family aspect is so important, and I think the latest movies, like the movies that have been coming out since like 2013, like Texas Chainsaw 3D and the Netflix one specifically, you need that crazy family aspect. Texas Chainsaw 3D kind of had it, albeit executed kind of poorly. Uh, Chainsaw Massacre 2022 just had nothing going on with it. That's what I mean by you just turned Leatherface into Victor Crowley, who's basically Jason. It's like that he's losing his identity. His family is his identity.
I love that.
Thank
That's really
you,
good.
thank you. Yeah, no, I know it's not like a total like dork here, but this is like this is my I'm protective over this shit. Like people will notice I go way harder on things involving Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Strangers. Like those are my two like goats. I'm sure people that read some of my reviews know I was really harsh on The Strangers remakes. That's because the 2008 Strangers movie is like only second to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I'm gonna be tough on this one. Do you think he's gonna do it justice?
Yeah, I'm really hoping for it. I think he's gonna do it justice.
Yeah, I think it'll certainly be interesting. I'm just glad it's not gonna be a basic slasher movie. Like
Yeah.
at the very least, he's gonna try something new. He's gonna, be original. He's gonna try some new stuff, and I really dig that. And not just that, but alongside getting a new Chainsaw Massacre movie, we are still getting a Texas Chainsaw TV series. This was not announced in April. This was announced a while back, but I think people just kind of forgot about it for a while because A24 won the bidding war for a Chainsaw Massacre. Which can we just say A24 has been on a fucking roll with these bidding wars lately. They beat out Neon and Netflix and I think Universal or Paramount. They beat out some big company. They beat out Blumhouse for Texas Chainsaw Massacre a few months back. Uh,
Yeah.
a year or two back, they beat out They beat out a bunch of other companies for Friday the 13th. So A24's Camp Crystal Lake series has apparently wrapped up, and now they're just going right into pre-production on their Texas Chainsaw Massacre TV series with JT Molnar set to direct. Who he wrote The Long Walk and directed Strange Darling, so he's got some good credits under his belt. So I'm excited for the Chainsaw Massacre TV series, and that I hope goes in the prequel direction. I know we were just talking about the family and all that. I've always wanted to see a proper prequel to the not Leatherface, but the Sawyer family. Like I want to see the grandpa. I want to see Drayton. I want to see Chop Top. I want to see all of it.
Yeah.
Show me the fucked up Sawyer family inbred tree. Show it to me. I want it.
Yes.
I want it. And also, I know it's not going to happen, but now that A24 owns Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Friday the 13th, can we please, even if it's not canon, just make it a one off thing? Can we please get an adaptation of Jason versus Leatherface, the 3-issue limited comic run from the 90s? Please. Please and thank
Hell
you, A24.
yes.
Please and thank you. So that's the big one. That's the that's like the biggest news I was gonna rant about. That like I need to catch my breath after doing all that yapping. I don't know. Do you have any more thoughts on Chainsaw Massacre stuff?
I don't, other than your concerns are valid, and I like that.
Thank you. I mean, love the original. I love Leatherface is my favorite horror villain. But yeah, that is my overall thoughts on the Chainsaw Massacre news has been making waves in the horror genre lately. TLDR, Curry Barker, I trust that he's going to make some cool original shit for Chainsaw Massacre. I agree that the franchise has not been fully realized to its full potential, but I am less concerned about the fleshing out victims. He seems to be very concerned about fleshing out the victims, which is all fine and dandy, but really I need a lot of that world building and like the fleshing out of characters. I need that for the family. And I think if Curry Barker brings the family aspect back to the Chainsaw Massacre franchise, really dives in on that cannibal hillbilly, aspect, just the family aspect in general, in any way, shape, or form. If he goes back to that, I think it'll be a slam dunk. And him talking about the original and the 2003 remake fills me with some hope. I don't think it's nostalgia. I truly do think the 2003 remake is the second best Chainsaw Massacre movie. I think it was the last great Chainsaw Massacre movie, and yeah, I'm excited to see what he does. Any more thoughts, Ari?
No, no more thoughts on that.
Take it away. I've yapped long enough.
Okay, alrighty. So, good news. I think this came out like 5 days ago. Has been Hotel got greenlit for a fifth and final season. Isn't
Fifth
that
and
awesome?
final.
I know. It's sad.
Yeah,
I actually got depressed when I saw that.
fair. I mean, I liked season two a lot. Season one's pretty good. Uh, season two ever going to come out on Blu-ray?
I hope so.
But yeah, I am. It's cool that they got all the way to season five because I know I saw an interview with Vivian Madrano that she said that she wants to get it to a fifth season.
Mhm.
But she's like, oh, if it doesn't work, then we'll try to make it work with four seasons. But the fact that she's going to be able to get that fifth season to really flesh out all those ideas, super cool. So I'm happy about that.
Great. I'm really
Mm,
excited to see what happens in season three and the future.
me too, me too. Because she said that like because I one of my favorite aspects of season one and two was the V's. Because I know that each season's going to be like one of the V's is like the secondary villain. So I think more time to flesh them out with five seasons is super cool. So I'm into it.
Me too. And I will say that the merchandise drops recently have been really fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the new merchandise. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, for real, they have a new Vincent stand. I think it's really cool. I mean, I wish I did not buy this one before I bought the other one, the official one.
Yeah, but that one goes hard, so it's all good.
It does. And speaking of the Helliverse, Hell of a Boss season 3 part 1 drops in fall 2026 and then part 2 comes out in 2027.
Dude, I binged all of Hell of a Boss a few months ago for the
You
first time
did?
in forever. Yeah.
Really? Oh
And
my
the
gosh.
the ending of season two. I haven't watched any of the shorts yet, but like the ending of season two, I was like, oh my god, I need more right now.
Nice.
That
Who's your favorite character right now?
um I like Moxie.
Moxie?
Yeah.
Yes.
I like him and Millie. I think they're both great. I mean, I'll never say no to anything with Brandon Rogers in it. I love Brandon Rogers. But yeah, I think Moxie and Millie are pretty fun. I also like damn, what is his name? I'm blanking on his name, but the clown. But
Bizarrelli?
yeah, he's cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's also Alex Brightman voices him right.
Yes, it's so good.
He's awesome. Yeah, no, I really dig Hell of a Boss, so I'm glad that we're finally getting a season three. Like I when did season two end?
It feels like wow. I think it
Feels
was
like
last year,
forever.
wasn't it? I remember I was watching it like plus the shorts too. Those are still coming out.
I think the last episodes for it, besides the shorts, were in 2024.
Damn.
Either way, I mean, I know animation takes a long time, but I'm like, Like that ending of season 2, I was like, damn it, I want it now. So I'm glad we're getting at least half of season 3 this year. With the rest of it, I guess, in 2027. What I am waiting for is for it to collab with a Has Been Hotel. I'm waiting for like that collision
Oh
there
yeah.
because I rewatching Has Been Hotel season 2. I'm like, why is like Hell not concerned about it?
It's for real. We're the
Because
Goetia.
because Hell of a Boss sets up this whole like hierarchy of hell, and then in Has Been Hotel, it's just like they're nowhere to be found. It's it's just the Morning Stars and the Sinners versus in Hell of a Boss. It's like the Goetia, the Seven Deadly Sins, the Imps, and then there's Sinners. And I'm like, okay, there's a whole hierarchy here, but we're only I don't know nitpicking some shit that I'm sure took forever to like write and animate and like get all that world building together. I sound like an asshole, but like I would love to see like the how that all that comes together and if there will be anything from season 2 affecting Hell of a Boss or vice versa. Because I feel like a sinner trying to start an uprising and starting a war with heaven would be a cause for alarm for like the hierarchies of hell, the Goetia or the Seven Deadly Sins or whoever, like whoever wants to take
Right.
charge of. Like someone surely is concerned about this, right? Right? Someone is upset about. Someone is gonna have a problem with this. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for like someone in season 3 of Hell of a Boss to be like, "What was that?" It's gonna be really fun when those two worlds collide, and I'm excited for season
See?
3.
Me too. Dude, I forgot that they like can basically cross over now, so that was a good reminder.
I need to rewatch season. I need to just rewatch Hell of a Boss again.
Same.
I'll say all I was doing for a few weeks for like a hot minute. I think it was during like December. I was like, man, I just finished Has Been season 2. I want to rewatch Hell of a Boss. So it's on Amazon now, so I just like had it like just playing on Amazon like, while I was just like doing stuff around the house. But
I'd say their merchandise goes hard pretty much too. They drop merchandise very like quickly, actually. And I think I'm the only one that buys Andrew Alpha's merchandise. Stella's brother.
oh
See, I had to remind you who he was.
yeah, no, he's not like a main character for like the last 3 episodes. Oh, yeah.
That's my man. Since we're on the cartoon train, um, I wanted to talk about Haunted Hotel because they got renewed for a second season, and according to the IMDb, they just finished recording the first episode of the second season. I'm excited for that.
What's Haunted Hotel?
I was like this cartoon on Netflix. Actually, that's where Abaddon got his name.
Abaddon.
Yes, because there's this character named Abaddon. He's like this demon, and he's awesome. But you really haven't heard of Haunted Hotel? Hold on.
I remember you mentioned it like once. I was more just like, if you could explain it for the audience.
Oh, right. Sorry. Just right into my favorite character. But like, it's about this family that runs a hotel, and it is like haunted. Wow, who would have seen that coming?
What else?
Yo, what else is there to say?
I don't know.
I'm
That's
trying
cool.
to
They got
think.
renewed for a second season.
Yes, I'm excited.
All right. Next up on tonight's agenda, we have Iron Lung, which some of y'all may remember a few months back. We talked about Iron Lung. It released in January. Markiplier's feature, I believe it's his feature directorial debut. I know he's done some other film work in the past. But I do know that I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. He did self finance it. He self produced it, self distributed. He pretty much ran the whole show on Iron Lung, and he got a lot back from it because it made good money at the box office. So he cut out the middleman, so he gets all the residuals from that, which is insanely impressive. But it doesn't stop there because this is coming from Dread Central, April 21st. Markiplier spoke on the release of Iron Lung after it's because it's been out of theaters for some time now, and people are wondering when are we going to get a digital release, or we're going to get a DVD, Blu-ray, like what's going to happen with it. And
Mhm.
he has said that he wants to do physical copies, which I love. I'm a big physical media guy, as y'all know, so that makes me happy. But on April 21st, he said this regarding distribution. Quote, the reason Iron Lung's digital release has been taking so long is because I've been taking the extra steps to work out this deal where I can become this aggregator so that other people can benefit from it. That's the goal, and that's what I've been trying to do. There's lots of legal loopholes to do it, and there's a lot of setup to do it. He continues by saying, but I'm on the final phase of setting that up, and that means that it's almost ready. All of the ability to get movies up for sale on YouTube. End quote. Also in the article, it says, if successful, Markiplier would be opening the doors for creators to not just upload videos to YouTube, but monetize through digital purchases and rentals along with ads. That would be huge, and I hope it works. I absolutely agree. That would be game changing. Game changing to independent distribution systems.
I
I mean,
agree.
we're already kind of in a system where it's like hard to get your stuff out there and make a profit, right? You can put anything on YouTube, but are you going to make a profit? You know, questionable, right? I do hope he still is trying to do a physical release, but this YouTube release method where you can kind of take a legal loophole and get your money back from YouTube, I think is extremely brilliant. And I don't know,
Mhm.
just I think it's a great method.
I agree. And like as someone that missed the theatrical release of Iron Lung, I'm really excited to buy the Blu-ray.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, I really hope there's a Blu-ray.
I hope
Um,
so too.
I love Blu-ray, dude. I just got the y'all. If y'all follow me on TikTok, I just did it. I got the Death World Blu-ray, the movie I worked on like 2 years ago. I got the Blu-ray in the mail the other day, and I was like, love it. I love having. I'm such a Blu-ray snob. I'm sorry. I used to be DVD guy, but now I'm a Blu-ray purist. If a movie is available on only available on DVD, yeah, I'll get the DVD, but like, Blu-ray. But yeah, I do think the digital release here would be insanely game changing for a lot of people to maintain creative control, get the monetization, and be able to distribute without having to pay any middlemen, which is, I mean, a great system for the independent filmmaker who maybe it doesn't
Mhm.
have middlemen or maybe doesn't want to share what little money they're getting with middlemen. So I love that. Not really much else said on it as of right now, but rest assured we will be following that and hopefully that'll be updated in a future episode.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. So, well, speaking of the gaming community and Markiplier, Jacksepticeye is also producing a Bloodborne animated feature film by Sony.
I heard about this. Yeah. Is he just producing or is he like writing or directing it?
So on the post, it says, he just said the word producing. So
Because I remember reading that as well, and it might just be producing, but still pretty cool that yeah, and it's gonna be animated, right? An animated movie.
yeah, I'm so
That
excited.
I've never played Bloodborne, but like I think that's pretty cool that we're getting like an R-rated animated adaptation. I think is super neat. Uh,
Yeah, same.
you never really see R-rated animated stuff nowadays, not movies at least. I know we were just talking about Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel and all that. Like that's obviously R-rated, like and like adult animation. But yeah, like an R-rated animated feature film is like a huge investment. I think it's super cool that Jacksepticeye is willing to put up for that investment. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, same.
It was announced at CinemaCon. I remember I read that headline. And I was like, this can't be real. No way. But also, I mean, again, like Markiplier and a lot of other people. Like, I mean, I've been seeing a lot of posts where it's like the YouTube to movie director pipeline is real. We were just talking about Curry Barker. He started off making YouTube videos. We got the Backrooms coming next month. That Kane Parson making YouTube videos. Chris Stuckman, last year's Shelby Oaks, he's a YouTuber. Even like the Talk to Me team did Talk to Me and Bring Her Back. That's the name of it. Talk to Me and Bring Her Back, also made by YouTubers. So the YouTuber to filmmaker pipeline is real, and Markiplier is just the latest to really branch out that system. And it's great to see Jacksepticeye, following suit on that. So I think it's gonna be great. Again, I don't know anything about Bloodborne, about the game, but I'm all about taking huge, bold swings in the industry. And again, R-rated animated feature film adaptation of a video game is a pretty bold move, so I'm here for it.
Yeah, same. And like, my friend David was the one that wanted me to talk about Bloodborne, but like, we used to have class together, but he would tell me about Bloodborne and how like there's so much storyline to it, and then he would show me like the bosses. I think that would be really cool to see in an animation. Like they're really scary, like detailed.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be so cool. Because I know we're also getting an Elden Ring game at some point. An Elden Ring movie. Not, there's already an Elden Ring game, but an Elden Ring movie at some point. So I hope we see more like crazy, like Dark Souls, like crazy boss battle shit in movies. Dude, They Will Kill You, which also came. No, that came out in March. Never mind. It came out in March, but that had a really badass, like almost boss fight like sequence towards the end of the film. So for those who have seen They Will Kill You, They Will Kill You, you know what I'm referencing. For those who haven't seen They Will Kill You, go watch They Will Kill You because it's really fun. And I also read a review of that one. Again, shameless plug, but yeah, that movie, the third act, had a really fun boss battle esque sequence. So if we can keep getting weird, freaky shit like that, I'm here for it.
Dude, I want to watch that so bad. That looks cool as hell.
Right? It's so good.
Yeah,
Anyway, was there anything else
not that
on
I can think
our?
of.
I'm sure the second I stop recording and start editing, I'll remember like three more headlines or something. Um, but I mean, there's always more time to talk about it, and we have May to look forward to. There's May is going to be a busy month for horror, for Talking Terror, for us personally. So I guess we can, before we wrap up, we could talk a little bit about what's to come in May. Should we start off with the movies or Talking Terror announcements?
I guess the movie and then talking to her announcements.
Sure, yeah. So in May, starting off this Friday, May 1st, we have Hokum, which I have heard amazing things about. I almost went and saw it at a Scream Unseen. I didn't know at the time that that's what was going to play for the Scream Unseen, but it was. I didn't see it, and I also didn't get a chance to catch it at South by. I have not seen it yet, but I have heard great things from people who have seen it, and I am pretty excited for it. Ari, have you heard much about Hokum?
I have not actually.
All I know is that it's Adam Scott, who's great. It's him in like a remote inn where he's there to like spread his like parents' ashes or something,
Oh
and some
yeah.
creepy shit starts happening.
Ooh, that's so exciting. Oh,
That's
I
all
loved
I
him in
know.
Severance.
I still need to watch Severance.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
I
He's a
know.
great actor.
He's great, yeah. So yeah, that's May 1st, 2026. Then May 8th is Affection, which I actually don't know really anything about. Oh, well, okay. I have heard a tiny bit about this. All I know is, yeah, Jessica Roth of Happy Death Day is in it. She's super
Ooh,
cool. So, and it is a sci-fi horror thriller releasing on May 8th. So May 1st,
nice.
Hokum. May 8th, Affection. Then the week after that, May 15th is, I'm gonna say this is the big one, and I'm again, I don't mean to overhype it.
Mhm.
I truly do think it is all that. May
Yeah.
15th, Obsession. And you can bet that we will be doing a video on that, a podcast episode on Obsession. We're gonna try to see it as early as we can and do a Talking Terror episode for it because and I mean, I know I've seen it twice now. I want to see it again because it's that good. Again, I don't mean to overhype, but I I do think it is the real deal, and I'm excited to see your thoughts on it, Ari, because
Just say,
it's fucked up.
I
But
love the concept. I'm really excited.
oh, me too. Oh, it's in my room. It's not here in the office, but I got my One Wish Willow.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, yeah, I ordered one of the prop replicas they were selling on the website, and it came in the
Oh,
mail
that's
last
cool.
week. But yeah, Obsession, like Curry Barker, our next Texas Chainsaw Massacre director. Yeah, go see Obsession, like for real. Like that. That's the only one of these movies that's on here that I've seen. So that's the one I can endorse right now. Like
Mhm.
it is that good. So the next one is Passenger. I've seen a few trailers for this, and the trailer is like genuinely pretty fucking creepy. It's a pretty effective little teaser. Not much is known about the plot, which I like. The general premise that I'm reading is a few weeks into their van life adventure, a young couple witnesses a horrific accident that leaves the driver dead. Soon they're being pursued by a demonic stalker who's impossible to outrun and follows them wherever they go,
Mm.
which pretty neat concept. Again, the teaser for this is remarkably eerie and just pretty like makes you feel really makes me at least feel pretty uneasy because I drive at night a lot and it's fucking creepy, especially where I live. I don't know why the area where I live in. Whenever I'm driving at night, it's just like I mean, or it's creepy as hell sometimes. And this
Yeah, it
trailer
is.
really, yeah, no, it's like this trailer like kind of got under my skin for that reason. Um,
Mm.
and it's directed by Andre uh, Overdahl. I believe I pronounced that correctly. Hopefully, I did. Who is best known for directing the Autopsy of Jane Doe, which is a from 2016. He also directed Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark and The Last Voyage of the Demeter. Wasn't the biggest fan of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Admittedly, did
Mm.
not see Last Voyage of the Demeter, but honestly, Passenger just sounds really fucking creepy. So I'm hyped for that, and that comes out May 22nd, 2026. So just be on the lookout for Passenger.
So, our next horror movie that's coming out on May 22nd is going to be Corporate Retreat, and it's a horror dark comedy film. And the director is Aaron Fisher, and the plot is a group of ambitious young tech executives on a luxury team building escape at a remote desert estate find themselves in a brutal, blood-soaked fight for survival when their retreat turns into a sadistic game.
I've seen a few like little ads for that on Instagram, and it looks really fun. It kind of reminds me of I think it's the Belko experiment.
Oh, yes, I've seen that.
Yes, okay, yeah, that
That
the
was good.
premise kind of reminds me of that, and I really like that movie, so I'm into it. We may or may not have reached out to the people from Corporate Retreat. Hopefully, they get back to us because we'd love to have some of them on the pod to talk about the movie because it definitely sounds really fun, and we're definitely going to be seeing it. But hopefully, we get some people from that team on the podcast because like it just sounds like a fun movie.
I hope so too.
Next, or really like the last big one for May is Backrooms. I am so insanely hyped for Backrooms. Counting the days. So, because like between that and Obsession, May is going to be a very strong month for horror. For those not quite in the know, Backrooms is based on the kind of internet horror story and web series The Backrooms. It's directed by Kane Parsons, who also did the web series on YouTube. And what's really cool about Kane is he is, I believe, the youngest director in A24 history to direct a feature film for them. I believe he is. I believe he started directing the movie when he was 19 years old, which
Wow.
is yeah, insanely fucking cool. Not jealous at all, but yeah, but it's super fucking cool. And I'm a huge fan of like creepy liminal horror. Uh, I love just like those like kind of like creepypasta type stories, and that's kind of where the Backrooms originated. So seeing it, being able to see it get brought to life on the big screen by one of the kind of like creators of that of that phenomenon is huge deal, and it's so cool that A24 picked it up. There haven't been any reviews of it, I believe. I don't think it's premiered anywhere as of yet, but it's got a great cast behind it. The trailer looked really good. A24 tends to not miss, and I trust in Kane Parson to bring on some really fucking creepy liminal horror. And speaking of liminal horror, this is your weekly reminder to go watch Skinamarink. I will always find a way to bring that up somehow. And then when you're done watching Skinamarink, go watch our interview with the director of Skinamarink here on the podcast. We had him on a long while back, but that was all. All that was just a shameless plug to talk about Skinamarink. But yeah, the back rooms looks really fun. Have you have you heard much about it?
I have not, but I'm really excited to get into it through the movie.
Same, yeah. I haven't seen the web series either. I've seen like little clips of it, but I haven't watched the full thing. So maybe I should give that a watch before watching the movie, or maybe I should just watch the movie and then go back and watch the web series. I don't know. And with that, let us know your most anticipated horror movie in May. I guess we can move on to kind of close out with the Talking Terror slate for May. We do have some things in the works for this month. For one, if you saw on our social medias, or if you didn't see on our social medias, our interview with Rod Blackhurst, the director of Dolly, was unfortunately postponed. We had to reschedule, which is totally fine. We're going to be talking with him, I believe, May 5th, sometime in the next week or so. So, still time to enter in some questions for Mr. Rod Blackhurst, director of Dolly. So, be sure you send some in because we're excited to talk to him about Dolly. We rewatched it the other night. It's now on Shudder, so you guys can watch it and then write down some questions to send to us. Ask Rod when we do have him on the show. I'm really hyped for that interview, Ari.
Me too.
Like we were both taking notes on Dolly. We both had like a whole like laundry list of questions, but there's always room for more questions. So send some in. So that's the first week of May. We're gonna try to have our Dolly interview out, hopefully that first week, and then later in May we have what do we have, Ari? May
Oh,
22nd through 24th.
yes, we got the Texas Frightmare Convention.
Yes,
Woo!
for all of our listeners, both here in DFW and if you're visiting from out of the city, out of the state, out of the country, who knows? If you're attending Texas Frightmare Weekend this year, we will be there all 3 days. We're going to be walking around interviewing cosplayers, horror fans, maybe try to get a few celebrities in for interviews. We'll see what we can do. And we're super hyped to be attending and being able to kick back with some horror fans. So if you're attending Texas Frightmare Weekend on May 22nd through the 24th of 2026 at the beautiful Urban Convention Center, we will be there. If you see us, say hi. We will say hi back. We don't bite. But yeah, definitely swing by, say hi. Let us know if you're going to be there because we're going to be there all weekend and it's going to be a blast. All right, who are you most excited to meet at Texas Frightmare?
I would say the Ice Nine Kills singer.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, I love their music.
I might try to meet Tobin Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to try to meet Joe Dante. Oh my God, Emma Roberts. Emma Roberts was like just announced like last week. She's Saturday only, but I'm gonna try to meet her. And it'd be cool to get Samantha Scafidi to round out my Terrifier 3 poster. Because last year I got like I got all the Terrifier 3 people that were there to sign my poster, and that's like now like one of my favorite like things ever on my wall. So if I can get Samantha to round that out, that'd be great. Oh, and I keep saying and yeah, Leigh Whannell is gonna be there, who is like for those not in the know, Leigh Whannell, great director, great writer. He directed Invisible Man. Like he co-writes with James Wan a lot. So Saw the first few Saws, Insidious, Dead Silence, like some of James Wan's like classics. Yeah, he was like the writer on those, and again he directed the Invisible Man and the Wolfman remakes, which I loved Invisible Man. So I'm definitely try to chat with him. But yeah, overall, Texas Fright Movie Weekend is going to be a blast, as it is every year, and we're excited to be there. So if you're there, and I've said this like 3 times already, what should they do if they're there, Ari?
Oh, say hi to us. And we're gonna say hi.
Hell yeah. And then another thing in May is we're going to be at the Texas Horror Cult event. It is a screening event on Monday, May 25th. So, all of our DFW listeners, we're going to be at the Texas Theater on the evening of May 25th, which is Memorial Day. So, if you don't have any Memorial Day plans, come to the Texas Theater in Dallas and come watch some short films. I believe it's just a compilation of like short films and a competition because I've been to one other Texas Horror Cult event and that's pretty much what it was. It was just like a compilation of short films made within a certain time span
Mhm.
regarding a certain theme, kind of like the 48-hour film race we just did, except they, I believe, have a lot longer than 48 hours. So, but yeah, I attended one back in winter. I think it was a Christmas themed one and that was pretty cool. And this one, I believe, is Close Encounters, so like aliens, I think. So yeah, May 25th, we're gonna be there at the Texas Theater, and we're gonna be watching some fun horror short films and chatting with people. So if you're into horror, if you're into independent horror and short films, and if you're in Dallas, swing by, and we'll be there. I think that about does it for this episode. Did you have anything else, Ari?
No, I didn't.
Cool, cool. Well, that is going to do it for this episode of Talking Terror. As usual, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you're tuning in via YouTube, be sure to hit like on the video and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment on what your most anticipated movie of May 2026 will be and what you thought of this episode of the Talking Terror podcast. If you're tuning in via Spotify or Apple Podcasts, be sure to follow us on there and leave a rating. I believe that's how it works on there, rating systems. Um, but most importantly, I don't care what you rate us. Just be sure to follow us at this point. Like, I mean, leave an honest rating. Follow us. If you're tuning in via Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you want to follow the show to stay updated on everything regarding Talking Terror, be sure to follow our socials. You can follow us on our Twitter account, which is at Talk Terror Pod.
And then on our Instagram, it's gonna be Talking Terror Podcast.
And if you want to follow us on our personal socials, you can follow me on Twitter at Jacob at the Movie, as well as Instagram, Jacob the Harper, Facebook, Jacob Harper, and my Letterboxd if you are a nerdy cinephile like myself and want to follow my Letterboxd, that is also Jacob the Harper.
And then my Instagram is gonna be little with two e's dot imp, and then my TikTok is gonna be dot little underscore imp.
And with that, that is going to do it for this episode of Talking Terror. Again, thank you so much for tuning in for our first ever monthly wrap up episode. We hope to do more of these. So hopefully May brings a lot of horror news for us to talk about. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week. Peace.
Bye.